right here that I think when all is said and done, junk silver is going to become the most expensive form of silver in the United States, even priced higher than eagles. And I say this because I believe the supply is being destroyed on a daily basis. It's being melted down. Roughly 14 dimes equals an ounce. So you've got 14 transactions. It's the smallest denomination. It's U.S. mint lineage. It really can't be counterfeited because it's got to show scruffiness. I mean, these were in people's pockets.
Silver shortages are spreading globally, not just in London, but also in Shanghai. Bill Holter says this isn't about silver being in the wrong place. There's simply not enough physical metal to meet demand for years. Paper markets like COMEX controlled prices with contracts far beyond real supply. But now they can't deliver. If physical silver runs out, the entire system could face a casino-style collapse. Holter warns that another credit freeze like 2019 could trigger massive money printing, destroying currency value and sending gold and silver soaring. Big banks are already replacing bonds with gold as a safe asset. He advises buyers to avoid high markup collectible coins and fake offers online. Instead, purchase trusted coins or bars, especially junk silver, which is currently cheaper than spot but rapidly disappearing as old coins are melted. Holter concludes that the silver market is on a knife's edge. If COMEX or London fails to deliver, it could spark a global financial shock. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to Fine Metal for more updates.
And we've got an anomaly going on right now where if you're looking to sell junk silver, you're looking at $3.50, $4 under spot. And if you're looking to buy junk silver, you can buy it at spot, maybe 50 cents over spot. It's the cheapest form that you can buy right now. So if you're buying silver, you definitely want to buy junk silver. It's the cheapest and it's the best. And if you're worried because the bid is below spot, and it's well below spot, pretty much everything else is very close to spot or even eagles are above spot, understand what has happened. We finally got back to this $50 level, and we stayed here. We've been here for, call it a month, but we're approaching it. And literally, I'm not going to say the only form or the only way to buy silver in the late 1970s, early 1980s was junk, but that was by far and away the primary form of silver to buy. So what you've seen over the last few months is that many of these people who have held on for 40 plus years have turned seller. And the dealers and the wholesalers got overwhelmed with the selling. So what did they do? They lowered the price. And if they're, call it $4 under spot, that's 8% below spot. And what they're doing is they're sending those coins into refiners to melt them down. And they pick up that 8% is what they're doing. Now, that said, this is a short-term event because the supply is already, the supply of junk being sold is already starting to dry up. And when it does dry up and prices start to normalize, guess what? There's way less junk available that still exists because it's been melted down. And I'm gonna say the paper markets were the tail on the dog, but the tail constantly wagged the dog because they would overwhelm the physical markets with paper. The problem now is they've done it for so long and to such a grand extent that now there's a question whether these paper contracts are going to be able to deliver. And the answer I think you're going to find in the next month to 3 months, we're going to find out that no, the paper markets are not a substitute for real physical because they have to deliver real physical that does not exist to be delivered. Right. Well, going back to visit the late 2019 episode, that was just before COVID, and the repo rates spiked to 10%, and that the Fed was having to put 100+ billion into that market every single night so it could clear. Then conveniently along came COVID, and two things happened. The real economy worldwide was definitely stunted or shut down, whatever you want to call it. There was less demand for credit because of COVID, and it allowed central banks all over the world to flood the markets with liquidity. Problem solved. Not solved, but the can was kicked down the road. Here we are again. We're nowhere near where we were in October of 2019, but the overnight rates are starting to move higher again. It's a concern and should be watched. Again, everything, whether it be the real economy, production, consumption, transit, and also the financial world, the financial economy, everything runs on credit. If credit gets disrupted or credit ceases anywhere, it'll be a shock that will it'll shut the whole system down. The market is, the bottom line is all of the futures, options, paper products, etc., they're all based off of the physical metal in the first place anyway. That's why they're called derivatives. They're derivatives of the actual product. There's not as much concern. There's concern. If gold were to go, if gold doesn't deliver, the system dies anyway. But if gold doesn't deliver, it's not a direct effect on production, if you will. Silver is used in so many different applications, whether it be industrial, technological, medicinal. I just did an interview and was talking about every time they shoot a Tomahawk missile, there goes a monster box. You can't make a Tomahawk missile without roughly 500 ounces of silver. So silver will have profound ramifications to the real world, to the real economy. Now, that said, if silver goes failure to deliver or gold goes failure to deliver, you're stuck in the casino because the casino will close. And when the casino closes, and we've talked about this, for the last, year and a half, maybe even 2 years, we've talked about the great taking. Once the casino closes and banks and brokers and insurance companies start going belly up, they're going to take your capital with them. And that's why it's so important to get your capital out of the system into something, gold and silver, that cannot bankrupt, and in a place where it can't be taken from you. I'm watching silver in particular, COMEX silver. Also, we're seeing now that silver's obviously tight in London, but it's also becoming tight in Shanghai. This is a global phenomenon. This is not, there's plenty of silver, but it's in the wrong place. No, there's not plenty of silver. And what I'm watching as far as COMEX is concerned, November is strictly a non-delivery month. And the amount of contracts being added on a daily basis for November delivery is astounding. December, on the other hand, is a big delivery month. And I question, can they deliver 60, 70, 100 million ounces for the month of December? I don't know. It just looks to me like the failure to deliver, we're walking on a knife's edge at this point. We have interest rates still at basically generational lows. We're not where we were 3 or 4 years ago. We're not at 0% rates, but rates are extremely low. There's no risk premium in interest rates at all. So brokers and banks, they understand that the likelihood long-term, 5 years, 10 years, longer than that, the likelihood is that rates are going to go higher, not lower. And they also understand that there's going to have to be another mass printing, whether they call it QE or not, it doesn't matter. But there's going to be another global mass printing. And the problem with that is that debases the currencies, and that lowers the value of the unbacked currencies. If the values are lower, then you got to give more of dollars or euros or yen or whatever for that same ounce of gold or the same ounce of silver. So I think they're looking at it pragmatically and saying, yeah, the day of buying and holding bonds is over, and that's why they're recommending half of that bond position be liquidated and put into gold. The only problem with that is if everybody did that, you'd have gold at probably, who knows, $2 million an ounce. Then again, it's been a slow boil, and you're watching the things I talked about years ago come to fruition, on a daily basis. And that being said, if I was wrong about everything, except buy gold, buy silver, and I'll remind you, when I retired from the brokerage industry, I had one of the largest retail gold, silver, and mining share positions for customers in the country. I will just say, if I was wrong about everything, but you bought gold and you bought silver in the year 2000, you did better than anybody else on the planet. So my apologies.